Alright guys, welcome. I hope this mic is working okay. I was testing it earlier on, so hoping that it's going to be working okay and the background music's working fine. So would be lying if I said I wasn't a wee bit nervous, first real live trading session. Don't want to let anybody down. But at the same time, I'm actually going to really enjoy this because it's going to be a real chill trading session. No overreacting, no going clean mad, just taking it easy, seeing what trades we're going to take, if we take any at all. And the only thing I'm really interested in today really is Euro USD. So that's going to be the first probably trade setup I'm looking at, because if I just take it out to the daily, we have been moving in this upward momentum. On the daily, we've had these swing high. Actually, zoom in a wee bit closer. I'm only looking for buys because we've had this swing low, we've broke this swing high, and also this over here. And US dollar's been pretty weak at the minute, so I'm expecting this pullback. Move this side of the road because I'm back. I'm expecting this little pullback and maybe to take out these equal highs on yesterday's and on Tuesday's. It could come down further, take out these lows, but we'll just have to wait and see. So that's the hardest part about trading, is being patient. As you can see, we've had our swing low, moved into a new swing high, broke these highs. We've had a little pullback, and I just feel like there is news coming out, by the way, so I kind of like to trade after the news. 17 minutes with the jobs claims, which can affect the market quite a bit. You usually see a bit of momentum then. And the DAX, having a look at it on the 15 minute, we've taken out this buy side liquidity, and we could run up into this for a value gap. By the way guys, I'd really appreciate for anyone who's going to watch this video to let me know what the sound quality is like and the video quality, because I plan to do a lot more of these in the future, and I just want to get it right. I don't want the music too loud or obnoxiously loud and confusing anybody. So I like to see this buy side liquidity taken out, and then this is where I would like to see it run in this 15 minute for a value gap, and from there then I would like to see a reaction out of this area. I'd like to see the dollar start getting weak again and maybe taking out this sell side liquidity. Yeah, we're getting it here on the euro. We've took out this sell side liquidity, which actually is the Asia low. We've run into this for a value gap here. I have these equal highs up here, which is a good area to aim for. And that pullback could line up nicely. So this is where I like to go down into 1 minute before I look for a change of character. And just sticking on the 5 here, we've taken out all this liquidity below here as well. In these areas, markets plummeted down, and that's just that's just before the New York Open. So that's taken out. Sell side liquidity's been taken out very quickly, and that could be priced in for the news. actually here now. And I could actually ask this question earlier on. We done a private live stream on the London session. DAX is just the US dollar index, so I like to use it as correlation, and all the traders do too, obviously, but I like to use it as correlation. So if I see a weakness appear on the DAX, then it doesn't always correlate now, but it can. So like sometimes when you see a weakness in the US dollar, you know, every other market should move up the way. So like if you're EURUSD or GBPUSD, for example, you're going to look for buys, and ultimately I am looking for buys today because that is the bias. I don't want to go against the bias. So it's around here. I'd be looking to see a reaction. And if you enjoy this, guys, by the way, absolutely subscribe, comment. If you like me to look at any other pair. Now, the only pairs I personally trade, I don't mind looking at anything, but the only pairs I personally trade is GBP, EURUSD, USDCAD, and gold the odd time. This I don't, so I'm actually remove that. But I would like to see a reaction here now. We could come down further. There's other fair value gaps here, obviously, but this sell side liquidity has been taken out. Asia low, as I say. The DAX is running up into this fair value gap. It's taken out the Asia high also on sell side liquidity. So from here, it's just patience. And if it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out. It's just like a wait. Get a drink here. Not gonna lie, my hand's shaking a wee bit here. I had 1,000 milligram cup of coffee. So excuse me if I'm a wee bit jittery. Let's see the 1 minute like. Tidy this up a wee bit. So if I do manage to get in a buy here, you know, all these equal highs up here would be a good place to aim for. This can kind of be the boring part about trading, is waiting for a setup, but when it comes you have to take that chance and get in. Don't be afraid of it. Guys, if you trade following my trades, that's at your own doing. I'm not a financial advisor. Use proper risk management. If you're learning, make sure you're paper trading. Don't be using real funds. Because anyone that tells you you're going to make a fortune at trading in a matter of weeks or months is just lying to you. They're just looking at your money. So many more minutes now. 11 minutes to jobs claims. Funny, I'm sitting here, no viewers, That's fine. That's the way it's always going to start. But I gotta start somewhere, right? We all gotta. Let's just hope in the future we get a few people that want to learn and a few people interested and happy to, or like the way I teach. Just taking in the 5 minute, just to give you an idea. Like, we could come further down in this area here, but this is just the one that stands out the most to me because there's a 15 minute fair value gap here. You know, we're lining up with the swing high here. Not that the fib is what I use for entry, but anything below that 50% equilibrium of this swing is where you should start looking for your buys, if buys is what you're after. And for me, buys is what I'm after, just because it's on the open of the New York session. We've taken out this liquidity below here, all these swings, and we've moved down very quick, taking out stops. Because there'll be people, what I mean is, in case you don't understand, there'll be people would have bought here, and there'll be people buying here and here and here, and the idea of the market moving that quick is it'll just wipe out stop losses, you know. So I like to see the market move like a running down into something really quick. Especially in an area you've marked out that makes sense. Let's wait to see what the news says. Initial jobs claims. Will it strengthen or weaken the US dollar? And I'm not a big fan of news because a lot of the times it can go the opposite way. Like it could break out news that is supposedly meant to strengthen the US dollar, and the truth is it's already priced in, and next thing it goes the opposite direction, for example, and that happens time and time again. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still jump into the trade as long as you have nice risk management and in place that if you lose, then fine. Sometimes you can absolutely romp in your direction and you're finished trading for the day. But I like to usually let the news go, and then from that point on I look for an entry. We're starting to stall here a wee bit. See what the DAX is saying. For me to take any interest in starting to look for buys in EURUSD at the minute, I'd like to see this swing low broken. So CHOCH, change of character. I did not coin that expression, there's a lot of traders use it. It's just what I'd like to see, this swing low taken out, along with actually this swing. I'd like to see it taken out before I start thinking of looking for buys at the minute. Now the market can't keep on going down, but I like to plan. I'm sure other traders do. We all like to plan and what we do if this is what plays out. You know, you're only thinking about what you'll do if it plays out. If it doesn't play out, then you just sit in your hands, because you can lose a lot of money from just like over trading and jumping into trades you shouldn't be in and being impatient. haven't really looked at British pound US dollar lately. It's just been a wee bit too messy for me at the moment. Well, it hasn't been awful, but at certain times it's just looked really messy for me. It's just put me off it. Like stuff like this here. Like that was a Tuesday. Tuesday's usually pretty clean. Stuff like this just puts me off. It's still had some nice movement, yes, but just the minute I'm leaning towards EURUSD. News in like 3 minutes. So if we break this and find a timely entry, then I'll be looking something. Obviously my stop loss just below this low, 9 or 10 pips, and I would ultimately be aiming for these equal highs to be taken out. I'm just going to mute my mic here for a couple of minutes. There's a phone call coming through, so just a wee second, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. There's the news. Obviously I'm not in a trade here at the minute, so it's weak for the US dollar. Change of character. It would have been a lovely trade to be in, but I'm not in it for obvious reasons, because there was no entry for me here. Not until that change of character. would have been a nice trade, and that's what I was saying earlier. You could entry, you can go for an entry before the news and all, but and I do it sometimes. You know, if the setup was there, I would have done it for sure. But this is trading. This would happen sometimes. So now I'd be looking to see on the closure of this candle what happens. Just going to the DAXy again. Say this closed, I'd be looking at least 50% equilibrium, the body of this candle for an entry. Anything below this. But I don't like big stop losses, so below there, 12 pips would be my max. I'd just like to see it come back to this order block, really. Set up like this now would be okay. If it doesn't come back, that's okay. Like, we just missed the run. That's the chance you're taking during news. If it wipes out these highs, then that would be me done trading for the day if I didn't get in, because that would be the goal for me. A lot of times it doesn't come back, so but you gotta be patient. Been almost 1 to 3 trade, but it's not looking likely to come back, so apologies guys. And the reason it's looking to run that quick too also is because of all this liquidity up here. People or retail traders will say this area up here is resistance. You know, they'll have sold, anybody that's sold here will have sold here and here and here and here, and that's why it's moving up very quick, because it'll want to take out this liquidity that lies above here for people that are actually selling in this market. So you could have buy stop or sell stop story up above here, or buy stops, and the market will want to rip through then, especially in a bullish market, which it has been doing in EURUSD for quite a few weeks. Can we get a nice deep pullback now? Very deep down there. Again, the fib's not here really. I don't use the fib for an entry, just for an idea of where the best entry would possibly be. And I do tend to use now and again the fixed range volume profile, and I like to stretch it across, you know, the area that the market took off, just to see where the most volume is. So this point of control, this purple line, is where most of the volume was. And you can also use that as a target for an entry, you know, if you're looking for a pullback. Again, tools are only like, tools are really just, even EMAs, I'll use an EMA 9 and 18 on the 4 hours, you see, and on the day, because if I feel like I'm unsure about my bias, then I'll just use EMAs for confluence. But you have to remember, it is old, it's old news, it's like past data. And people use some people use Fridays and it works great for them. I just don't. You know, market structure is enough. You can see where the money is, you can see where it's going, where liquidity lies, and if you can see that, then that's half the battle. So again, should these highs be taken out, that's me done for the day. I'm not even going to look for a trade, according to how I trade personally myself. I don't really like to chase, especially if the market's getting away from me. And that takes a lot of practice actually, to get patient and waiting. I find ways to distract myself if I'm waiting for a trade, you know. Actually, this here's what I really want to do as well, is to actually interact with other traders and teach, help people. And like, there's people out there that can give me a heads up and stuff too, you know. Like, I don't have an ego that way. You know, I think you're always going to learn in this. Always going to learn in this. There's always something. And that's what actually I love about trading, is because, like, when I started out, I was just, you know, not just a stonemason, but I was a stonemason and a bricklayer. And, you know, there's only so many stone houses you can do and walls, etc., etc. And then bricklaying, doing a house, it just becomes monotonous, you know. There's no fulfillment out of it. Whereas with trading, what I love about it is there is actually no cap, no roof, ceiling, as to how far you can go in this. The sky is the limit. And every day you learn something. If, for example, this is one of my real true lives on I could sit here and win that I have 0 viewers and all that. I couldn't give a SHIT. I just enjoy doing it because it helps me also. Like, I can look back on my own trades, my own videos. You know, people talk about journaling. Like, I was never really like taking photos, screenshots, and writing wee notes and all. It just doesn't work for me because you don't remember your emotions at the time. You really don't. And if you take a video, even if you don't post it anywhere, just, you know, take a recording of your whole session and save it to your computer and you watch it back, you'll get actually a lot of info and a lot of help and insight from that. You can see where you're going wrong at the time, or how your emotions got the better of you, FOMO, fear of missing out, and fear of not getting in when you should. If you're fearful of losing, then you're actually risking far too much. Me, I like to risk 0.33%. I allow myself, if I lost any more than 3 trades a day, which would be equivalent to 1%, then that's me done for the day. And depending on how much my profit's up that month, then I'll raise my risk depending on what profit I'm sitting in. So if I'm up 5% that month, then I'm going to risk 1%, on a trade. And if it loses, then I'll go back down to 0.33. Everyone's different. You can't. The one major thing you can't teach in trading is like where people's targets are going to be. Like somebody could enter this trade here, and their target was here, and that's them out and done, and that's fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It all depends, and then there's traders out there that can hold for weeks, days, weeks, months. I can't do that. I like to be, 15 minutes to an hour to a couple hours. That's how I like to trade. I would like to see us rush back now. The same as this. I don't want to see, give me an example. I don't want to see this kind of structure coming back. Swing high, swing low, etc., etc., etc. I want to see it rush down. I want to see it scare people that's in a buy. And if I enter a trade, it'll be again 0.33%. What I was looking for all morning was to take out this Asia low. It had already taken out the Asia high here, and it did drop, and it came back up, took out these, but again I said it didn't take out the Asia low, so that's why I was ultimately looking for a buy. Whenever I seen this plummet down just before the New York Open and take out that Asia low, then I really wanted that buy here, but it didn't allow it. Like, it just took off on the news. It was like, you call that random? I don't think so. There's nothing random about it. I used to think the markets were random myself, but the longer you study it, and I've been on it almost 4 years now, it's definitely not random. There is an algorithm. There is human intervention at times on news, for example. How did GBPUSD react to actually.news? Yeah. See, it just doesn't look nice, sure it doesn't. I don't think so anyway. Maybe somebody will disagree with me. I'm sure there is somebody who'll disagree with me. So I got a good run up as well. Looking to take out these highs. The Asia low. Where's that now? Thursday. Yeah, let's take out Asia low as well. So I just think EURUSD is a wee bit cleaner right now. Or are we going to get a pullback? If not, I might head for another coffee, but I got a real strong one not so long ago. On a different note, I didn't actually realise how much caffeine was in it until the guy I usually go to told me, he says, Finny, yours is 1,000 milligram coffee. I get the extra shot. And usually, in fairness, I don't feel it, but I think it's just because I'm going on live. I definitely feel it this time. This market doesn't look like it's wanting to come back. It looks like it wants to go for this buy side liquidity. The rest all here. Like it wants to take it out quick. Wants to scare sellers and hit their break evens and hit their stop losses. That's what I would do if I had control of the markets. See, there'd be people thinking there's resistance here now. It cost us tapped in here so many times. It's like a real strong resistance. All up in here. And they'd be selling again. Right across from here. What's the bets? It ain't a strong resistance this time. Might look like it. If it breaks this low, then we might see the comeback down, but I'd be surprised. Happily surprised. I know it's probably not the most exciting live right now, but this is trading, guys. It should actually bore you. I don't want to be born though. Who wants to be born? I've got a rep to protect. Yeah, I wish I could do tricks and keep everybody entertained whenever the stream hopefully does start building up in views. But I would do this anyway, do you know what I mean? So like no views, 100 views, it doesn't matter because this is how I record my trades. I don't take screenshots, I don't write wee notes. I just record it, speak about the emotions I have at the time, and I don't see the difference in making a mistake here or winning here. I don't think you don't make mistakes in trading if you stick to your plan. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're sticking to your bias or your trading rules or strategy, then guess what? You haven't made a mistake where that wins or you get a winner or a loser. A lot of people come into trading and don't realise that trading itself, it's impossible to win everything. Like there's traders out there with a 30% win rate, but their wins are a lot bigger than their losses. Do you know what I mean? Just got a message there. Seeing this kind of, if I was in a buy down here, seeing this kind of structure would make me happy. Definitely. And the DAX is coming down also. That kind of structure as well just keeps making, breaking structure. Broke structure here, taking out liquidity. That would be nice. just going to remove this for now. What I can see it doing then is taking out this liquidity, obviously, possibly over here too, and then we'll obviously start to see our pullback. This is such a predominant candle, you know, it would make sense to come back to it. It doesn't always do it, close-in price, you know, but it just makes sense. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, you're only guessing. That's what would make sense to me. If it doesn't break these highs, then it really would make sense to me, because it makes sense just to come back for a pullback and then away. I had a nice reaction off here before. Wow, 50 minutes in already, are we? Yeah. Time flies. Well, if you don't mind, guys, I would like, if you'd like to see like regular lives, leave a comment or anything you'd like to see, or any questions you have. You know, I'm more than happy to help. I know right now I'm not that great of help, because we just missed that run, but this is going to happen. There's going to be times we're going to get in, we'll be in that run, and if the sound's okay and the background music isn't obnoxiously loud, you know, wee comments like that help me. I just want to make it better for everybody else, and then, you know, it relaxes me a bit too. Because I have to admit, it's not that easy to just flick on live, because the amount of, not that it bothers me, like there's trolls no matter where you go, you're going to get slobbered at and stuff like that. But I'm lucky to be Irish. Our whole life was getting verbally abused by your friends, so it doesn't matter. I just want to have fun, you know, fun with people that are interested in trading and want to have fun also and learn, make money. So you can see how this is pushing now, how it's going to take out liquidity. Like if it breaks through this, it'll really push through it. You know, there's people with so many stops above all these areas, sitting above there. It's another nice wee break structure. Anybody that was in a buy there, congratulations, nice trade. But it just doesn't go by my trading rules. I like to see the change of character, and then, you know, I like to see it push through, but I want to see that pullback and then away. But again, news tends to fly off. We could have entered down there, we could have bought, but that's gambling. That's 50-50, and it can't just spike. You know, the news could just come out, and yes, it could fly up and then just fly straight back down, again, take out the lows and then fly up. I'm not in this to gamble or take chances. I'm in this to put the probabilities in my favour and take the best trades possible. That took a long time to get used to as well, because you've so many traits, we all do, that you have to like rewire yourself. You have to learn your lessons, and that, trust me, you will make the same mistake hundreds of times over before you actually start learning trading. And everybody's the same. Anybody tells you they figured out trading in weeks or months is straight up lying. So don't feel bad if you've been out for a year or 2 years. You're no different than anybody else. And if you don't come from money, what I mean is, if you're coming from like a working class background, it's actually harder to learn this because you put more value on money. You know, if you say like, oh look, I'm up $300, close, like, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing really wrong with that either, but like there's no point in closing for 300 if the trade can run on for, you know, 2-3 times that. And people that seem to come from wealth, I believe, pick up trading a lot easier because they don't put that value on money as much as somebody that needs it, you know. That's something I had to get over because, like, where I'm from, everybody's working class really where I'm from, so it's hard to rewire your brain to not look at money the same way. Now I see it on the screen. I don't see it as money. I see it as areas of, you know, liquidity and where I'd like to get out. And wherever the money is at that area, then that's what it is. Does that make sense? Like, you know, if I was going to sell here, I wouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm going to come out here because it's $300, $500. I'd be looking to come out here or first take profit at least at this low because that's where liquidity lies. And just as I spoke about, if this goes through this buy side liquidity, it will ramp through pretty quick, which it has done. You see, that's exactly what it does. Like, even though we haven't got a trade on, you can see that there's things to be learnt. Like, it's going for this, it's taking out this buy side liquidity now. See, when it moves through that, it moves quick. Those people's stop loss is all getting whacked out. It's not that, you know, the algorithm doesn't know. Like, say you had a sell trade here, for example. The algorithm doesn't know that Mrs. Blogs or Mr. Joe Blogs has his stop loss here, you know, at this exact, you know, what is it, 09813 area. It doesn't know that. Your broker does, but it doesn't know. But it knows that there is liquidity lying here. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, it doesn't know your exact stop loss. It's not hunting you. It's just taking out knowingly that there's going to be a bunch of stop losses from even big hedge funds and banks. And that's what the algorithm chases. That's how it's programmed. And it is a very complex machine. Like, you're taking on the most complex AI in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I know I said I wouldn't actually take a trade if this could wiped out, but if I can see this breaking down and it making sense in the DAX, you see it's taking out that sell side liquidity. It's running this little order block over here. Taking out this sell side liquidity. I'm just going to remove this now. We know what's been taken out. We know what's been taken out. See how it reacts off that. So we start to see dollar gathering a bit of strength again. And just tidy this up a bit also. So buy side liquidity is taken out. Take that out. It's also taking this buy side liquidity out. And this buy side liquidity, look how much has been lying over here. As you can see, there's a small fair value gap in there. It's just run short of it, but it has run into this order block here. Right, I'm going to tidy that away. Don't need to see that. Don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. Or that. Now if we see this low, this swing low here being taken out, for example, that would be the first area I'd like to see change the character if I was looking for a sell, if it makes sense. And then on the DAXy, it's also this. Right, like say change character broke before, looking for possible sells on EU. You're only planning ahead, so you're only planning what you're going to do. And because this would be against the best, what I aim for this big fair value gap here. Don't know. I don't think it would. I don't like doing big trades against the best. The best is bullish. Like 1-to-1 is all you need, and you're gone out the gap. Happy days. Enjoy the rest of your day. Turn the computer off. Relax. So let's just wait and see. I'm going to remove this box here now also, because we know that's there. You know, that tends to be how I trade. I like everything clean. Nothing there. Like, I know there's an order block us run into, and we could run on through it, but in the back of my head is there, and the chart is clean, and there's not too much confusion. Like, you see people with, like, I don't know how they do it. I actually find them impressive. The people have just indicators everywhere and lines everywhere, and you'd be like, mark out this here, and it's marked out, and then you see another one down here, and you're like, here's another one marked out, and it's different color, and it drives me bonkers. I like everything in my life. I like to be simplified. Alright, that's changed character there now, yes. I'd like to see it close below that, which it hasn't. See the DAXy. It has though on the DAXy now. So where would be? I don't know that order blocks there. Pull back. You know, that's the 50. So I'd like to see the market at the minute just going with the flow. I'd like to see it pull back into here. Hopefully it doesn't take off again. And there's a fair value gap up in there. But again, like if you can consider this a swing low, and that's fine. You know, it has broke that low. But the one that stands out the most is this one for me. I would like to see it pull back, possibly a sell from here. Stop loss just above there. I'll go 8 pips. And a 1-to-1. Literally 1-to-1. Again against the bias. Now there is liquidity built up here. I'm not a fan of trend lines or nothing, by the way. That's not a trend line. It's just, you know, there's people buying in these swings, so it just builds up liquidity, you know. So I'll just keep an eye on the DAXy on my other screen. Guys, if I know I've said this here, but if I know it's not that exciting, I'm sorry, but this is trading. But you know, if you're enjoying it, there's the link to my Facebook page, or sorry, not Facebook, my Instagram account, and my YouTube channel. Obviously, you can subscribe and comment and give a like. You know, anything that helps the algorithm spread a bit. And then I'm going to be doing you a lot of lessons, free lessons, especially for people that are only starting out, because I want to make it simple for people, you know. And I want to build a community where I just find some parts of Forex is so flashy. Like, there's people out there and they're jerks. Some of them are absolute jerks. Not of them all, obviously, but just some of them are just jerks. And people like to give each other stick for, like, there might be somebody out there paper trading, and then they're getting laughed at, and it's like, that's exactly what somebody should be doing if they're learning. Like, why are you trying to put somebody down who maybe was in the same position you were, or maybe you're not even trading yourself and you're putting somebody down, not you specifically, but you know the sort. Just complete and utter jerks. Like, this world has got so many haters in it. It's actually frightening, and I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about this, is like nobody's helping anybody anymore. So yeah, if you just like to get wee pointers and tips and videos, there's links to my Instagram, funnyfellafx, and I'm also a Discord group started up. There's a link to it too. I'm just going to be doing weekly analysis, and then I'll probably do, for the mentorship guys and girls that are in it, I'm going to do live live London sessions, which is probably my favourite, and then I'll do maybe YouTube live New York sessions. So yeah, really appreciate it. I'm only new, by the way. I've only started teaching this as such. I've been out trading for around 4 years now. And believe you me, I was brutal at trading to begin with. Like, so bad. So bad. I've gotten better, trust me. You'll see. I have to obviously build up a reputation too, and confidence in people. I know one of these guys is going to say I'm never going to fail. Like trading is a lot of failures, and putting yourself out there and being prepared to like lose a trade live and have people put you down and whatnot, or you're never going to always win a trading, guys. Alright. Bad news also. 51-minute existing home sales. Yeah, like if I get on trade here, 8 pips stop loss, what I'm interested in. Quick 1-to-1 if possible. I don't like that this change of character hasn't really been broken, but it has been on the DAX, so that's the only thing that gives me a little bit of encouragement to go for a sell. I do want to see it come a little bit deeper here. And sell. So a quick 1-to-1. What's my entry there? 180. Yeah, that's all I'm going to aim for, guys. That's all I really want, that 1-to-1 today, if we get it. Usually I do like to see this change character broken a lot more, but as again with the correlation with the DAX, it has broken it. Not convincingly, but this would be what I would classify as a high risk trade, because it's against the bias. Not everything is lined up to a T. But as long as you're risking what you're prepared to lose, like if you're panicking in trading, you're risking far too much. You know, I see guys, and fair play to them, guys and girls that are trading 2-3%, and I'm just like, I couldn't do that. I could not do it unless I was up, you know, hugely profitable by the end of the 2 weeks or the month, whenever I can lift the money out. Then I would be happy enough to go 1-2%. But until then, absolutely not. That's what blows my mind about traders that can just go 2-3%. And there's actually traders out there that have like 10-20 accounts, and they'll just risk 2-3% in each one of them account, and if it blows, it blows, and if it doesn't, they go for the big win. That's just their strategy, and who's to knock them? Who am I, or who is anybody else to knock them? Works for them. Go for it. So I'd really like to see this low taken out. My only reason for sell is this feels like a magnet area, you know. I'll be right back, guys. Just give me a second. Just gonna put my mic on mute. Alright, sorry about that. I'm not liking how it's stalling here, so I'm going to actually lower my risk. Let's see. How many pips is that? I'm going to half my risk here. 4 pips. I would rather seen the market fall a lot quicker than it has, so I'm not afraid to move my stop loss either. I do want to give it a wee bit of time, you know, but I just feel we've spiked into this, we could come back again. It's the fact that this hasn't strongly broke this low that's put me, you know, makes me want to lower my risk a wee bit more. I really want to see this low taken out now. If it doesn't, I'm going to close my trade at the closing of this candle. So now 36.5 seconds. We really want to see this taken out now in this candle. If it doesn't do that, it's playing about. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's me closing position. And that's it, guys. That's my trade done for the day. You know, it was a 1-to-1 really. It's only 8 pips, but again, it's a percentage game, and that's trading for you. So I know I don't usually like to trade again the bias, but whenever I see, you know, certain liquidity getting taken out and change of character, prepared to risk a little bit to earn enough for the day. You know, you don't have to aim for massive trades. You know, there'll be boys in this sell, boys and girls will be in this sell trade down to here, and fair play to them. You know, I could take partials, go to break even, absolutely. And if that's how you trade, please do that. You know, trade. I'm not telling you how to trade. I'm just trying to help you how to trade. So if you like to go for bigger trades, again, the bias, that's on you, or vice versa. You know. So yeah, I think everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to be has their own targets, and do not let anybody put you off. Like, people's like, no, you have to go for this and hold to this, and you know, you should be using bigger risk, or your stop losses should be smaller, or whatever. All that BS. It's a psychological thing, trading. It really is. Like, if it's not, I'm just going to remove this, clear this. If it's not sitting with you, then why are you trading like that? Don't let me or anybody else tell you how to trade. Like, yes, absolutely, have your trading rules. Make sure they work. Like, back testing, forward testing I find the best, and back testing never really done much for me. You know, it'll help you decide your trading rules, and from there you can start to forward test and tweak it. But in my mentorship, I'll be teaching people my rules, and I will not be taking offense if anybody tweaks it a bit to suit them, or their targets is different than mine, or their risk management's different than mine. That is always on you. It's never on me. I'm not a financial advisor, and you know, past, present, and future results mean nothing. You know, everything is on you, and that's a disclaimer. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry we didn't get this one. It just went without us. So, or maybe, like, if this swing high had a broke this swing low, and then this came up and just broke it, as in this wee candle here. So just to explain, like, it came up. Now if this had came down and broke this low, and then came up, so made this low, and then came up and broke this high, then I would have took this entry here for sure, and knowing that the news could go against us either way. But it didn't, so that's not my trading rules, and that is how it goes. So I'm going to leave it at that. You know, 0 viewers, 0. Actually, I had 1 viewer. Thank you very much, whoever you were. I'll send you a tenner in the post. But maybe somebody's going to look back at this and maybe say, you know what, I'll come back on to his next live. Now that I've seen it. So I really appreciate that, guys. If you subscribe, come on to my Discord. I'm really going to start weekly analysis. It's free. Follow me on Facebook, or sorry, not Facebook. I keep saying Facebook. Instagram, Funny Fella FX. It's all on the description, and I even have, cannot believe it, I have a TikTok channel. I guess I swore I'd never joined TikTok, but here we are. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it wasn't live views, but I hope you learnt something out of it and enjoyed it. And if you want a live stream or live trade, and you'd be happy enough to listen and learn and join in, comment, and maybe there's a pair you'd like me to look at, or maybe you've a question, I'll come on and answer, because like there's loads of downtime on trading, guys, and that's where I can jump in and maybe help you who's learning, and it helps me. So thanks very much, and till next time, enjoy the channel and safe trading. Thank you, guys. Cheerio.